The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys StoryLine with Nick Eatman.
What is up? Welcome to Talking Cowboys / Cowboys Storyline here. I am Nick Eatman, and it is time to get us going here on Friday, October 25th. Here we go. We switch it over to the storyline. That's what happens when we do back-to-back shows like that. It's all right. I've never been on Talking Cowboys, so I was on it here for 3 seconds. No big deal. Chris thinks I'm throwing him under the bus. I'm certainly not. What's up, everyone? It is time to talk one more time. Cowboys 49ers preview for the game Sunday night football in BC. And I tell you, if it feels like it's been forever since the Cowboys played, it has. It has been forever. It's definitely been forever since they played well. It's been, 3 weeks since that. But obviously, anytime you're coming off a bye week like this, this is probably one of the toughest shows to do. Like today's show, there's just nothing to talk about. I mean, there's no game that we haven't had a game to talk about since Pittsburgh, honestly, because the Detroit game was just not anything that you can reference on anything positive. So here we are, and we're just kind of limping along to the finish line here to get to the 49ers game. And hopefully that'll give us some things that we can really, discuss and maybe even get excited about. Should be a lot of fun going up there. This is a time to catch them. I mean, and it's still going to be a tough game. It's still going to be a game where the Cowboys are going to have to play really good football. But this isn't the 49ers team that has dominated them. It's also not the Cowboys team that's been 12-5 the last 3 years either. So we'll see what happens. We'll see whose injuries affect the other the most. 888-855-2297 is the number to call. We got one line open right now, but one is already taken on the line. Albert, Tucson, Arizona. Albert, what's up, bud?
Hey, good morning, Nick. How are you, my man?
I'm good. How are you doing?
You know what? After this bye week, I didn't do no listening to anything, and I feel rejuvenated,
Rejuvenated. I like it. All right.
I got two questions.
Okay.
I know San Francisco has had issues, I guess, with the special teams.
Okay.
And we've had just recently, the jury duty.
Yeah.
How much of effect do you think it has on these kickers? And the second question I got is, there's been talk about the tours that are distractions for the players.
Okay.
As you as the media, I've always wondered this. You guys as the media and also the reporters, do you guys feel distractions with the tours? Does it bother you guys or you per se? And then I got Cowboys winning 31-17. And go Cowboys. Thank you very much.
All right, Albert.
You. Take care.
Thank you. Let's start with the kicking aspect of it. If there is a player on the team that's going to miss some time because of jury duty, I guess you would want it to be your kicker. It's not like he's missing things in practice that they're working on. I still think he's going to be sharp. He's going to be fine. Is that a distraction? Yeah, probably for him. But because it's such a mental aspect, kicking is such a mental part of the game. But I think he'll be fine. I don't see that to be a big issue there. But is that something you want to deal with? I mean, obviously not, but should be okay. And then I talked, I guess, a little bit yesterday about it. I mean, I think the tour. I think this is a non-story. I mean, 1,000% non-story. as here where I sit right here, I mean, there's going to be on Friday, there's going to be 5 tours probably that come through in the next 45 minutes. I'll be if I'm on a call, if someone's talking, I'd look over, I might wave, especially if it's a little kid. I might wonder why they're not in school, but for the most part, like, hey, what's up? We'll have some of the Make-A-Wish kids come through. Always special thing. That's great. Any tour, anybody. So is it a distraction? For a second, deal with it. I mean, but I just think from a former player to say that, it's just an excuse. It's just an excuse to talk about culture or whatever. I always think it's funny though. Like, what are you really saying though? What are you saying? That football's not number one here or whatever. The Cowboys don't want to win. All they care about is money. I mean, if that's what they're saying, I think it's ridiculous. But you can say whatever you want. But as for a player, these former players, the current players, I said this yesterday. It better be your top priority. Deal with it. Deal with it. I'm not going to Derek and saying I can't do this show because of the tours. No, deal with it. It's part of it. It's why the glass is the way it is right there. It's part of it. And I've said this 1,000 times. I'll say it again. Don't forget you work at a place where they give tours. There's a lot of people in the world, a lot of your friends, your family, yourself, your parents, whatever. They work in places where they're not given tours to go watch and see. Don't forget that part. You don't have to think about it every single day. It doesn't have to be your top priority. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be something that you follow all the time. But don't lose sight on the fact that, there is a privilege to work at a place like that. So, do what you need to do, overcome it, be better than that. Don't let that be an excuse. Because, as Dak said yesterday, Dak got asked the question too. And he's like, well, if that's the case, then what about, the fans, 80,000, 80,000 fans when you're trying to call a play, you're in the huddle and it's 4th down, you're trying to go win the game in Pittsburgh and the towels are waving. Is that a distraction? So if you can't deal with that, you're not going to, with the tours, you're not going to deal with really anything. That's my take on that. Lewis, Langston, Oklahoma. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
How are you doing?
I'm good. I just got I would say a little promotion, so my hours might change. I might not get to call as much, so I'm blessed at that part.
Good job.
Here we go.
Hey, that deserves. Here we go. Even if we hear from you less, Lewis, that's a good thing. I'm sure you've deserved it.
I appreciate it. And I was calling to talk about the 49er game a little bit, but I was listening to you talk about the tour thing, and I agree with you. I don't know. I can't, the blue check marks on the eggs and stuff like that. I can't really trust all of the stuff. But like one of what I guess they had quoted Dante Fowler on one of them, and he had put on there like that's cap. I guess he didn't say what they say.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of hard to like trust is all of these things. You know
what Brian Broaddus always says. I'm gonna steal a Brian Broaddus quote. If one's wrong, all of it's wrong, and so it's hard. It's hard, and one person, if they misquoted one person, how many other misquotes did they have? Because clearly the agenda was to go get this story. That was the agenda of the story. It wasn't like, let's see what's going on here. No, the agenda of the story was to say, wow, look what the Cowboys are doing. This is what they're focused on, and they tried to get that. Who cares what Dalton Schultz, Dante Fowler, Igbenogany, Kelvin Joseph? Are you serious, Kelvin Joseph?
And that's another one. I'm like, Kelvin Joseph was here for a sip of water. He wasn't even here long enough to be distracted. And I think his situation beyond football.
But he was distracted. Yeah, he was here long enough to be distracted.
His situation was way more distracting than kids banging on the window. Where hey, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to do it.
It's all good. It's all let's. Hey, I did it, Lewis. You can do it. We're going to put it to bed. We're done. We're done with this. All right, let's stop being distracted about the distracting tours. How about that?
Right. But no, I was calling because I watched a little bit of the 49ers, and as much as he gets on my nerves, Trent Williams is a bad man when he plays. Yeah. But he kind of looks like he might be slowing down. Mm-hmm. He doesn't look as effective as he has been. Not saying that he won't, if we don't have like Michael Parsons or D-Law rushing the man, it still may be a fist fight no matter who's playing. But the inside of that offensive line feels like or looks like they're going to be where we're going to need or get the best rush out of it. So I like Mozzie, and as much as I like Mozzie, but maybe putting Chauncey Golston there and Osa there, maybe you get a better pass rush as far as trying to do that part. The ability to run stop, I just got to see him do it not just Mozzie, but every one of them. Until they start doing it on a consistent basis, I have no clue what we're going to do there. But I was listening to Girls Talk, Boys Talk, and they had talked about how they did a lot of runs to the outside with Christian McCaffrey, but with the newer running back, I can't even think his name, he doesn't run on the outside as much, and seeing that hurt us a lot running on the outside, it may be beneficial for us, or it may help us if they don't run as much to the outside because of the running back who doesn't do it. So, I mean, maybe we can still win, and not still. I think we got this one, especially with both teams banged up. I mean, both of our injury lists look like Christmas lists. So I'm going it's Friday, Cowboys 24, 49ers 20.
All right.
And I'll holler at you later.
Sounds good. All right, Lewis. You said you had a promotion. Congratulations for that. You say you may not get to call as much. We'll let you go a little longer today. That's all right. A lot of stuff to talk about. I don't know about Trent Williams slowing down. I mean, he still seems like, he's a really, really good player. And, who do the Cowboys have on the edge that's going to really test them? I mean, we'll find out. You can move Chauncey Golston inside if you want to. You need him for the to rush on the end as well. So hopefully here in the bye week, what Mike Zimmer's done is figured out some different things, different looks. That's what they want. I mean, I said it yesterday. Brock Purdy can't go to the line of scrimmage on the first series of the game and be like, oh yeah, this is what I've been seeing on film. This guy's here and this guy's here. Kendricks is here. Okay, yep, got it. All right, cool. Now it's got to be something different and all game long because that's the Cowboys have been too predictable and that's what a bye week is for. You got to shake it up a little bit. All right, let's go to our third caller here. It's Jaime from Napa, California. Napa, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Nick? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
You going to the
Glad
game?
To be on. What's that?
Are you going to the game?
I'm not going to the game.
Right.
I couldn't do it this year. I sat through last year's game, spent a ton of money. Here in California, the tickets go up even more. I mean, I know they go up everywhere that the Cowboys go, but they go up even that much more here. I couldn't see myself spending $500 for a nosebleed ticket. I did it last year for $400, and
Fair.
It was a gut punch. So. Not this year. I'll be hunkered down at home with the family, watching the game, rooting the boys on. Think they got a chance, but a lot has to go right. First off, man, want to say Eric Bjornsson, random Cowboy player. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I liked all the guys from back then, but everyone was a Hogan guy. I was a Ricky the Dragon Steamboat guy.
Me too. WrestleMania 3 against Randy Macho Man Savage, one of the best matches of all time.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Nick.
Yep. Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I really hope that the Cowboys, that McCarthy, switch some things up. Most importantly, in offense, I think the defense is too banged up to rely on them to win games for us. So you just got to hope that they kind of keep us in games. And it really has to be the offense. We spent all the money on the offense, obviously with the money Jerry paid CD and the money he paid Dak. Those guys got to perform with those contracts. There's a reason that Jerry went out and paid them that money. They got to go out and perform no matter if, the defense is giving up scores every possession on the other side or not. They got to go up there and do their job the same way that Romo did. Romo played his whole career without a defense, and he kept us in games every week. Expect the same out of Dak. Hopefully, I think Hunter Lepke got to play every down. I think him in the game, whether Rico's in there, I'd like to see Deuce still get a little run. I don't think he really got much of a chance. I know he got some plays here and there, but I think he's a difference maker with Lefty in there. Lefty just forces the other teams to play him as a run, especially if we go with Schoonmaker and Ferguson at tight ends and just kind of go big on teams. And I think we can throw out of those sets. The other thing I'd like to see is bring back the old Connor McGovern, lining them up in the backfield, with an extra lineman and stuff. Like, let's go big and let's try to run, especially at the Niners. They're banged up. They haven't shown they've been able to stop teams. I think, a shootout is what we got to do. And only a shootout just because our defense is banged up. But, man, go Cowboys.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's an uphill battle, but I think we got a chance. Niners going to be sleeping on us. Man, we're ready to go. Let's go Cowboys. I'm fired up.
All right, man. Sounds good. We think first-time caller there for Aime, so we'll give you here we go. If not, hey, here we go. Good call. That's where we're headed, up in that area. There's a lot of things that I liked about that call. I've said it before. I do think there needs to be some different linemen blocking there. Jumbo sets, whether that's bringing in Awesome Richards maybe, or I guess Brock Hoffman could help you there. Maybe TJ Bass could help. As a lead fullback, you have like an extra guard. I'd be for it. I mean, the thing, it's not for everybody. Okay, it's just because you're a guard and you're bigger doesn't mean you could do it. It doesn't mean that every big defensive tackle could run the ball like Refrigerator Perry did back in the 80s. You've got to be quick off the ball. You've got to have that, and that's rare for a big lineman like that. You've got to be firing off the ball quick enough to do that. And, the last thing you want as a lead fullback there is your running back to kind of hit you right in the back because he's there before you. So you've got to move your ass and do that, and so you got to be good enough for that. That hopefully the Cowboys have some of that. I'd be all for that. Trying to change it up a little bit, but that's one of those things too where if you're going to do that, they know you're going to run it, so you got to be good enough to withstand that and say, all right, doesn't matter what you think we're going to do, we're going to run it and we're going to run it right over you. All right, good call there. Let's go to Rob in Vegas. Next caller, Rob.
Hey Nick,
what's up, man?
How's everything?
Great, and you?
I'm good. Everything's good. To me, this game, and I don't feel good about it, and I just think Dak needs to get back to being a playmaker.
Yep.
He's turned into Kirk Cousins without the grit, and I just don't know how you change it. I mean, I watch Patrick Mahomes, and he's nothing like Patrick, but Mahomes runs so well when he needs to, and all these quarterbacks do. And I just think with the lack of running game, he has to know if it's 3rd and 4, and I could run for it, I got to go get it. I need him to get back to playing like that. That's the only way this team not only could win Sunday night, but just win going forward. The thing that worries me about this game is it's such a big coaching mismatch. Shanahan is just such a great play caller that even though he's missing some of his top guys, he's still going to be able to scheme guys open. And if Micah doesn't play, or if Micah is only 80% or whatever, I just don't see them generating a pass rush. And the only way you get to Purdy is a very good quarterback when he has time, like most.
Yeah.
You have to get to him, and I just don't see how they do it. I just think, like we've seen in the past, the play action is going to kill them. They have yet to show me that they could beat a team with a good quarterback. And I just don't like their chances. I mean, I think they need this game mentally, in the standings. Because if you look at across the league this week, Philadelphia's got a tough game. Washington, their quarterback is out. Giants, I'm not really concerned about, but maybe I should be. But this, you could make up some ground here. and you could beat the bully, you know. So, but I just need Dak. Dak needs to carry this team. Yes, we're going to try to run the ball. I don't see that happening. I don't think you could change in the bye week, change everything. You could tweak something, but you can't go become a great running team. That's a mentality. That takes a while. That takes maybe years, you know, different coaching staff. That's just different. Ride with your two guys, three guys, Ferguson. You got to just say to yourself, I need these guys to carry us, and it starts with Dak. He needs to get back to being a playmaker.
All right, Rob. I do agree. Thanks for the call, and I agree with that. You don't have to be, you know, Lamar Jackson. I mean, you don't have to do that, and that's what I think that you're saying about Patrick Mahomes is not that guy, but he's willing to run when he needs to, and smart about it, and just enough to keep teams honest. And that's what I think needs to get back here. I mean, you know, I did some stats, and forgive me if I said these stats earlier because we do multiple shows and radio hits and all that. But when Dak gets 25 rushing yards, you know, in a game, which isn't a lot. I mean, but the Cowboys are 15-5 when that happens in the games where he gets that. When he gets a rushing touchdown, that's happened 27 times. They're 22-5. Just a rushing touchdown. Rushing touchdown, 25 yards. History suggests that the Cowboys are having some kind of success there, and they win the games. So that's enough of a sample size for me to say, you know, it matters, and he needs to get back to that. Now, he did have a rushing touchdown this year against Baltimore, and they lost that game. So that's you know, exception, I guess. But for the most part, I agree. Just another threat of a playmaker, just somebody not afraid to do that. Slide, get down, move the chains. But that has to happen. And, you know, and the pump fake while you're, you know, doing it, while you're running, pump, you know, you're going to run, slide, get out of bounds. You got to get that. And I think, you know, I don't know if it's a mental thing with him because of the injury, but I think it's something that you know, they've definitely got to get that back. All right, we're going to take a break here real quick. We got two callers on the line, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on Cowboys Storyline.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together. And we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Cowboys Storyline.
Stay connected with the Dallas Cowboys on your connected TV. Catch up on all Cowboys content, such as players' interviews, weekly TV shows, podcasts, docuseries like Deep Blue, and much more. Download the Cowboys Now app on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV. All right, this segment is presented by Yeti. Officially licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at the Stadium Pro Shop, concession, and on Yeti.com. Now, typically on Thursdays, we would do who's hot, who's cold, but it's been 2 weeks. I mean, seriously, who's hot on this team right now? So Sponsored by Yeti. We're gonna get back to that after this game. Next week we're gonna get back to our who's hot, who's cold on Yeti. But if you get one of these, it's fun because you can keep whatever you want. It'll keep it the way you want it, hot or cold. That's the power of Yeti. I just made that up, but it sounds good to me. All right, Travis in San Antonio is next.
Happy Friday to you, Nick.
You too, man.
What's going on?
What's up in your world?
Just another day working. I heard following Rob heard his call, and he and I, that was one of the hot debated takes from our Spaces chat was the running game, and I know he's saying.
Did y'all get into it?
Yeah, we got into it, which is good. Like because like I said, we always say at the end, everyone always talks about like we love the conversation in the chat. It's it's all in good fun. It's boring if everyone agrees, right? So
true.
But I'll say, I guess, the snippet of what I disagree with, because I told you I feel like the only way we have a chance going forward, forget this game, but like if we want to do something in the postseason, is if we get this run game going. And I kind of told my opinion of it is, we know this team or this offensive line, you go down the line, is struggling in pass pro as well as run game. It hasn't been like they've been perfect in pass pro. So my theory is like if you go to them and just say like every lineman, Nick, will tell you like what they like to do the most. They like going forward. So if we can get them going forward, get them a little bit of confidence. And I know you said it's got to be effective, right? I'm not saying we want to bang our heads into the wall, but I'm just saying like go to them and say, hey guys, we're going to stick with this week, next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We're going to stick with it, and eventually it's going to hit. And that may be hopium, and I may be wrong, but at least you're letting them know, like, we're going to stick with this, and we're going to try to build this thing. And I don't think it takes, to Rob's point, 2 years, 3 years to change a mentality. It just takes it clicking a little bit, right? And you can just sort of go from there. So that's what I'm hoping to see in this game.
Who do you want to be the runner to do
Rico.
all that? Rico.
It's got to be. I think it makes. This is one of those that makes too much sense to make sense, Nick, where it's got to be Rico between the 20s. Take your pick between Rico and Zeke inside the 20, and then Sprinkle and Lipke in there. And I think they've got to stick with that, which I think McCarthy mentioned, that he's going to get more carries. But I kind of was like, yeah, that should be. I don't know why it's taken us this long to figure that out.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, that and my score prediction, I hate to be the downer on Friday, but this is and I'll tell you the caveat. I always hope I'm wrong. And it could be the complete opposite way, but for some reason, 31-13 sticks in my head, and that is going to be 31-13 Niners.
Okay.
So I hope I'm wrong, but there's just a lot swirling around, and maybe this will galvanize them, and they can do that. But if I give you a little hot cold, I'll give you a hot cold, Nick. Jordan Lewis hot, run game cold. So we got to fix that.
Okay.
Have a great weekend,
all right,
guys.
You too, Travis. Good. Thanks for the call. It's not about picking the Niners. I mean, that's fine. It's not even about the score, but it's just funny. Like, we got to stick to the run game, stick to the run, and we're going to lose 31-13. Like, I hope they don't keep sticking to the run with all that. You want Rico? That's fine. Yes, listen, the Cowboys are hungry for a win. So what do you do when you're hungry? You have to cook. So if only there was a running back named Cook that you could go to. It makes that you talk about making too much sense. Don't put a veteran 4-time Pro Bowler that you hope that can rejuvenate his career and put him on the practice squad for 6 weeks with the worst rushing offense in the NFL. That makes sense to say, all right, we got to go for him. You've tried everything else. Rico, he's okay. He had a good game with 87 yards, and he almost lost it with a fumble. So Deuce hasn't done anything yet. Zeke hasn't done anything yet. Hunter Lipke, for what his role is good, but I don't think he's an every down running back, tailback type of guy. Why not try something else? And you have him. This is for your reason. Maybe you might need him at some point, and I think you need him. So if they don't play if they don't play Dalvin Cook this week, then maybe they never will. I have a feeling that they will in this game, but we'll see. Anthony in Miami's next. Anthony.
Nathan Quick, what's up, my guy?
How are you?
I'm good, man. I owe you an apology, brother.
Why?
Monday, my wife, me and Beamer had a little laugh about it. My wife, he was like, babe, I ordered all your calls. You have good calls. You make them laugh. But you was rambling. You love Jerry Jones that much? I was mad.
Oh, yeah.
So I was rambling Monday. Yeah, man, I don't do that. You guys bring the positivity and the fun. So the day going to be here now. I ain't got no Jerry Jones stuff. So everything's good. So this is what I got. I want, after listening to all the calls, and I listen to you callers all week, I listen to great points. I don't care about how, style points, I don't care about how the Cowboys do it. My wish list is, do not let Bosa wreck the game. Do not let Purdy step out of the pocket and extend plays because he's going to do that. If you rush too wide, he's gone. He might be having a bad game, but he's gone. So you do those things, I think you can win. It'll be an ugly game. I got the Cowboys 23-20. That's all I got for you, man. But I'm sorry about Monday, man. I was really hot about this Jerry stuff. So you're going to get the positive Anthony back, man.
All right. I appreciate it.
All right, Nick. All right, man.
All right. Anthony,
all right.
Thanks for the call. I'll be honest. I'm having a hard time remembering yesterday's show. So Monday's show, I kind of remember our Jerry Jones rant a little bit, but nothing to apologize for. We don't need to apologize for stuff like that. Just speaking from the heart. We love it. All right. Tamara in Iowa is next. Tamara?
Hello. How are you doing, Nick?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Haven't called in a long time. So, hey, I'm from Des Moines, Iowa. I know that's the thing now to say where you're from.
Yeah, yes. That's right.
So,
Des Moines.
Yep, Des Moines. Yep. Des Moines proper, so.
Nice. Is that the capital?
Yep. We have all the burbs like everybody else, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff. Well, what's going on there in Des Moines, Iowa? A lot of Cowboy fans there?
A lot more Packer fans. Some Cowboy fans. My core group, we actually, I'm friends with a bunch of them. I don't know if that's kind of why. And then my whole family, we're all Cowboy fans. But, yeah, no, it's a lot of, since the Chiefs are doing well, there's a lot of Chiefs fans, too. But those guys are kind of funny. When they don't do well, we don't know there's any Chiefs fans around.
Is Des Moines close to Winchesterton, Fieldville, Iowa?
I have no idea. I've never heard of that one.
That's a movie. It's a movie quote from Mr. Deeds that I don't know. I saw it was on the other day. And so sorry. All right, sorry. I just told Chris. I was like, well, the show's slow because we're rambling, and it's me. I'm the one doing it. I'm bogging us down. All right, Tamara.
It's Friday.
What you got?
I have two things and then maybe something fun, but two kind of serious. Well, I don't know how serious, but so I've been listening to the podcast, even though I haven't got to call in. We've been real busy this fall, and I can't tell you how many times I've heard the word predictability, probably 100 at least, just yesterday. So my question to you is, where is that coming from? Is it the coach? Is it the call plan and the coaches who are being so predictable, or is it the execution of the team, like Dak and CeeDee Lamb, and the fact that the other players can read what we're going to be and what we're going to do, or is it both?
Well, I think it's coaching. I mean, I don't think it's even a debate. I mean, I think that's your preparation, your coaches, and it's your play calling that's predictable. It's just you get set in your ways. Oh, this is what we like to do with this thing, and this is you can't. You have to mix it up. You can't just keep doing that and be stale all the time. You're not good enough to do it. Like it's one thing if you're just like in the movie Remember the Titans, like he has 6 plays and they just keep doing that. That's cool. Stop it. But they're stopping it. So you need more than a few plays.
Right. So is that so the coaches need to be getting on this?
Yeah. I mean, yes, that's a thing. That's your preparation isn't good, and it's very evident because they're not starting off the game well at all. So they're not showing anything different that the teams aren't ready for. They're ready for you, and that's a problem. That's got to get fixed.
That's why I wondered if it was maybe a little bit of execution too.
Execution is part of it. Now, don't get me wrong. They're not executing that well either. But you asked about the predictability. I think that comes to preparation. You get beat 47-9 when you're not prepared and you don't execute well and you're not as talented as the other team. Then that's you add all of those things up, and that team is pissed off wanting to come in here and beat you down. Yeah, that's what you get a 38-point loss like that. So,
and that's when you get frustrated fans.
yeah, exactly. Well, they've been frustrated for a while. All right.
I know. My next thing is, well, this goes back to the frustration. So this happened earlier in the season, and I don't recall anyone talking about it, but it's possible I could have missed it. But Dak, so there was a clip on the sideline after the game where a fan was yelling something at Dak, and he said, "Jump off if you want."
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like that. But what I get it, though, his frustration, whatever, he was mad too. But what really bothered me was he said, "Please, please, twice." And, I'm sorry, but you're not anything without fans.
Well,
the fans are core. And also, here's the other thing is, I think at his level, he's the leader of the team. He needs to be able to handle frustration and not respond like that. And then also, so I just didn't think it was a good look for him.
Did you think it was appropriate for what was said to him while he was walking?
I didn't hear that.
There we go.
I didn't hear it.
That's the thing.
Yeah. It probably wasn't.
Well, especially at that point in time, of where they were walking to his locker room, there, whether it be a fan that was down there or not even a fan, but maybe somebody in security, whatever, of saying something right then and there as he's walking. So as he's walking to his locker room, and he just said, then jump off. If you don't want to be on on the bandwagon, then jump off. I don't know. I don't have a problem with that.
I don't know. I don't consider myself on the bandwagon. I just consider myself a fan.
Well, right. But you wouldn't have said that to Dak as he's walking by because you are a fan and you probably have a lot more respect than that. So the person that he's talking to is not somebody that you're referring to. You're referring to the diehard fans that pay his salary and all that, not some guy that just wants to get, say something funny and put it on his own Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So two different types of fans. Two different types of fans.
Okay, right. And we, as fans, we don't get to see all that stuff, so I didn't know that. Okay, so here's my fun thing. So I don't know if you guys have superstitions or routines that you do before a game. I have these things that I think is going to bring the Cowboys luck. Like I wear my jersey. My dog wears his jersey. I make a charcuterie board. And last year, I didn't even think about that, but last year, every game, I'm pretty sure I made one. This season, I've not been able to make one all the time. I've been too busy. I'm lucky to roll in and watch the game sometimes. Sometimes I don't even catch the very beginning of it. But I noticed, I thought about this, the 3 games that we won, I made one every time. 3 games that we lost, I didn't. So you can believe that on Sunday there will be a charcuterie board at this house. And it's going to be called a charcuterie board since it's Halloween. I'm going to make it Halloween themed. I would be curious, do you have any superstitions / routines, things you do? And I wonder what other fans do as well. Yeah. I think that could be a fun conversation.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for the call, Tamara. I don't really have anything specific that I have like that. I used to, at the old Texas Stadium, and I might have said this before, I parked right at the edge of the guardrail, which was separated one parking lot to another, and I would walk over the guardrail. And as I did that, I always reminded myself that, as I was seeing fans with their faces painted and jerseys and stuff that, and that was me as a young kid, that just remind myself that this is my job, that I actually get paid to do this, where all these other people have to spend their money and figure out their time and all that stuff to go to these games. This is what I get paid to do, and don't forget that. Don't lose sight of that, whether you get caught up in the job and frustrated about whatever it is. And so I would always do that. Now I park kind of in different places a little bit, so I don't do that as much as I should. But I find other things like that. And part of it, and I said this yesterday, part of it is tours. Not every tour, but when a tour comes by, and I said there would be 4, there's been 0. But and I've still, and you know what? And I've still been distracted this entire show, so that has nothing to do with anything. All right, I gotta take a last break here. Sorry, I got one caller on the line. Go take one more break. I'll be right back here on Cowboys Storyline.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Alltech Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alltechlansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's ALTECLANSING.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Alltech Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline.
The Cowboys will be taking on the 49ers this Sunday, October 27th in San Francisco, but you can go to AT&T Stadium at the Miller Lighthouse for a free watch party presented by 7-Eleven. Get your free tickets at dallascowboys.com/watch party. All right, back here on the Cowboys Storyline. A few more minutes here before we got to get out of here. Robbie in Cocoa Beach, Florida has been waiting a little bit. Robbie, what's up?
How you doing, Nick? Happy Friday, man.
You too. How are you?
Hey, you forgot the shameless plug with the Mr. Deeds. You could have added Dr. Pepper in there, the official drink of the Dallas Cowboys.
Is that a part of the movie? I don't remember that part.
Yeah, when they go into the little eatery, the little bakery, whatever the hell it is.
Oh.
And she goes, "Oh, this is Dr. Pepper."
Oh, I don't remember that.
I just watched it the other day, too. So
I remember Hawaiian Punch. I do remember that part. But
Yep.
Anyways, what's up, bud?
Knocking out the quarterback.
Yeah.
That was a good scene. Question for you. Now, we'll talk 49ers in a second. But first, do you think we got what it takes to be a 3-4? I mean, I'm just thinking about Micah and some of our other linebackers, maybe Leofau. I don't know. Just
not really.
Some of our defensive linemen are a little undersized. They could be.
I mean, I don't think you've got the nose tackle for it. Number one.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't. That's now you do. Yeah, you do have some pieces for it. I think Leofau would be a pretty good inside linebacker there. Overshown. I'm not sure exactly where Overshown would fit there. I think Tank.
If Tank comes back, you could stick Tank on the outside.
This isn't a this year thing. I mean, it's not really a
just random thought.
Yeah, no, but it's if you're gonna keep, if they're gonna pay Micah Parsons that kind of money, he needs to be a 3-4 outside linebacker, in my opinion. And then
I agree.
And if you're gonna pay what you have to pay, then you build around him. And I think that's what you drafted to go and switch up and get the new coordinator whenever all that happens. So this is all down the road a little bit. So I don't think they have the pieces right now or really the time to make that switch. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to do that, I think that's the way to prolong his career and make him effective for as long as possible.
Yeah, DeMarcus Ware sure made that change with Parcells, man. He's good, yeah. And you said we don't have the right nose tackle. Do we have the right nose tackle? I mean, I believe in Mozzie, but this doesn't show it even this year. Makes me kind of sad.
But even at that, I don't think he's that type of nose tackle. I mean, we're talking like right in the middle. I mean, I think he's a one technique type of guy, but that's different than a 3-4 nose tackle right in the center. The one thing about that, though, Jay Ratliff did it, and Jay Ratliff was probably smaller than some defensive ends. But he was
Jay Ratliff.
He was just crazy. He was just I mean, he played that way. He played with this tenacity that he could overcome that. I mean, I think he's one of the more underrated players that ever played for the Cowboys because he was undersized.
Yeah, I liked him for
played
sure.
in a position.
Great.
He just did it based off just just attitude. It was unbelievable.
Well, what's the old expression? It's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the fight in the dog.
Exactly.
That was Ratliff, I think, yeah. So you took all my points that I wanted to talk about, so I just had to throw random stuff out there.
Okay.
I was going to talk about getting Dalvin Cook in there, hoping. That's why we brought him in, right?
Let's do it.
We got to have some change, right? That's it.
Yeah. You can't come off of the Lions game and the bye week and just say, well, this is how we do it. Like, no.
Right. Yeah. How many fans are making fun of Jason Garrett going, well, this is what we do. Well, we're doing the same thing.
Right.
This is what we do.
Right.
Yep. I want to see some changes, and I think McCarthy's got that in him. I hope so. And other than that, man, have a great weekend.
All right, Robbie.
Let's go Sunday. We're going to be cheering and screaming and loud and having a great time. And God bless y'all and be safe, man.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you for the call. All right, let's go to Ian in Amarillo, Texas. What's up, Ian?
Hey, Nick. I just wanted to call and get something off my chest today.
Okay.
I feel like this game could be a momentum shifter for the season. And I just have to say, if we lose this after San Francisco has not just beaten us, but embarrassed us in the last 3 contests, I'm going to be severely disappointed. Because at a certain point, you just have to find a way to beat these good teams. And San Francisco is looking about as beatable as they have in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So really, I'm just calling to beg the Cowboys to please show up for all 4 quarters this Sunday night and come out with a win. Otherwise, I don't know if I'm going to have much hope for the rest of the season. So I'm really hoping they come out with a win. Predicting Cowboys 28, San Francisco 21. But anyway, thanks for giving the fans a platform to speak our mind, because I really have to get that off my chest, man. These 49ers have given us problems, and I just want to see them come out with a win. So thanks for the time. I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, Ian. Appreciate that. In Amarillo, Texas. I've spent a little time up there in the Panhandle. We got to beg the Cowboys to play hard for 4 quarters and play well. It's a tricky one when you think about like how banged up they are from the 49ers standpoint, but I think it needs to be mentioned too. I mean, reiterated what the Cowboys are going through as well, and the injuries that they've had and the lack of juice that they bring on defense right now. They just don't have the pass rush for it. And cornerback has been a thing. Deron Bland, he's not. I'm not ruling him out, but I don't think he's going to play. He hasn't practiced in a long time, really, full practice, and so it doesn't look like he'll be close to playing this game. And Micah Parsons, I haven't really seen him on the field, so both those guys, I would imagine, will be out for the game again. And that's unfortunate coming off the bye. You hoping that there was a chance there, because when you think about it, this will pretty much be 4 weeks for Micah Parsons after that Thursday night game against the Giants. You had 10 days before the Steelers, and then you had a week for the Lions, and then another week bye, and then now this week will be another week, and you don't have it. So, but yeah, it'll. The Cowboys have a chance to win. They have a chance to win, but still, like they've got their own issues too, and that's why they're not favored to win this game. But I still think it's going to be a close one. Let's go to our last caller here today, Zach in Atlanta. Zach, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Nick? So I wrote a song based on "I Want It That Way" by the Backstreet Boys, and I think this is our key to win. All right. Let it fly, Dak to CD from the pocket. High and tight, Dak run when no one's open. Then you slide, pre-snap motion on Sunday. I want to win that way. All right, that's all I got, man.
Tell me why, bro.
Tell me why, because it's necessary. The offense is going to have to carry us.
Nice. That's nice.
If we can't show up for the Niners, it's going to say a lot about our heart. But I think we do it, and I think we win 26-24.
That's awesome. All right.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Good stuff. I'm a little scared because it's a copycat league, right? And maybe it's a copycat show, and I'm a little scared that now. Yeah. damn it, Anthony in Miami. Look what you started here. It's one of those things, like, if it works, it works. And that was good. Zach, that was good. I think most people know that song. And hopefully they got the reference of what I said that. And I actually was at a concert one time, and we went to Vegas for like a work retreat, and we got free tickets to that. Like, our entire group of 50 people went to that, and I was like, Backstreet Boys, like, seriously, do I even know one or two songs? I knew like 10. I knew like 10 songs. I don't know if that was good or bad, but either way.
And he was jamming. Let's everybody know.
Right. We didn't sit next to each other, okay? I think you were way over on the other side. I don't know. I didn't remember seeing you there. But anyways, Chris.
That's just so awesome.
You bought a T-shirt. Anyways.
No,
just kidding. But that's good. Zach, that was really cool. But I am a little worried. I'm worried here that that we're going to get into that. Like, you know, it's like, oh, what's your team? It was my favorite player, my favorite wrestler, and here's my song. Like, I don't know about that. But, Zach, you pulled it off. It was good. And it also, if you listen to it, it's the theme of what everybody's been saying all week long. What they want, you know, Dak, run when you need to, get the ball, be on the same page with CD, pre-snap motion, all that good stuff. So I loved it. It was great. Great way to end the show and end the week here. Cowboys storyline. I can't go any longer here because I see a tour here and I don't even know what to think of myself. All right. Anyways, all good. Great stuff. Let's see what the Cowboys do in San Francisco. Finally, a game we can talk about. All right. So for Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eben. We will see you next Monday on Cowboys Storyline. See ya.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?